G'day, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this edition of MGUY EV News for Saturday the 21st of September 2024. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and please make sure you're subscribed and have enabled all notifications so you never miss out on any future videos. If you feel like supporting this channel, why not buy me a coffee? Link in the description, or you can scan the QR code right here. So this one turned up in my inbox this morning and it just goes to show everything I've always said about EVs, that it's fine if you've got off-street parking and you can charge at home overnight. But if you're like the majority of people who are going to have to park on the street and use public charging, you're going to be worse off. And this article just confirms that completely. Running an electric car is twice as expensive as a petrol one. Return trip from London to Penzance costs £148 for electric vehicles, compared with just £77 for petrol cars, as prices at roadside chargers surge. Electric cars are up to twice as expensive as petrol or diesel vehicles to run, new figures have suggested. Running an electric vehicle EV can cost more than 24p per mile, while a diesel vehicle is 12.5 pence. It costs as much as 80p per kilowatt hour to charge an EV using a rapid or ultra-rapid device on the roadside, according to data from the app Sept. A typical electric car will travel 3.3 miles for every kilowatt hour of electricity used, meaning rapid and ultra-rapid chargers currently cost the equivalent of 24.1p per mile, calculations by the Times suggest. Slower chargers cost 16.4p per mile. Yeah, and you'd be there for hours waiting for them to charge. This is about double the average diesel car, which will do 43 miles per gallon, resulting in a cost of 12.5p per mile at current prices. A typical petrol car costs 14.5p per mile, according to the analysis. Well, there you go. It's more expensive to run an EV if you can't charge at home overnight, which many people can't. So let's hear the end of that particular argument. Oh, it's so much cheaper. No, it isn't, unless you can charge at home. And guess what? As a result, people are still buying petrol cars because they know they're cheaper and they're going to depreciate less, they're a better investment, and they're much less hassle. More Brits turn to used petrol cars despite potential fuel rises. The automotive data analyst MarketCheck UK has revealed that a growing number of Brits are buying used petrol power models, despite the risk of measures that could make running them more expensive in the near future. Using data from June and July 2024, before and after the general election, the company found that sales of petrol models increased by 6.49%. Alistair Campbell, motoring expert for MarketCheck UK, highlighted that there was a stark difference in the number of petrol and electric cars sold. He explained, "These figures are perhaps surprising. Yeah, if you've been living under a rock for the last 8 months. They show a clear spike in the sale of used petrol cars immediately following the election, as well as an increase in both diesel and hybrid. Most interestingly, despite rises across the board, EV sales remained flat, with almost zero growth." Well, this is what I've been saying all along. People are going to go back to just buying used petrol cars. They're not going to pay a premium for these shitty EVs that don't do what they're supposed to do and are inconvenient and impractical. So they're just going to buy a used petrol car and keep it as long as possible. It's the best thing you could do for the environment. Good for them. So this is a terrible story about a Tesla that suddenly, for no apparent reason, decided to slam on its brakes and cause a multi-car pile-up. Because, of course it would. Let's watch the video.
Well, we now have video of the moment that a Tesla in self-driving mode started braking unexpectedly on the Bay Bridge, causing 8 cars to pile up.
Yeah, it was a mess. Crown 4's Amanda Harry has a look at the video and reaction to it from a technology specialist.
New video of a dramatic crash on the Bay Bridge. A Tesla, believed to be on autopilot, started braking, causing an 8-car pileup on Thanksgiving. You can see in the video from California Highway Patrol that traffic was moving well just after 12:30 in the afternoon. Then, a white Tesla put on its left blinker, moves into the left lane, and stops, causing the car behind it to crash into it, followed by 6 more cars. One vehicle even gets pushed up against the wall of the bridge. According to CHP, the driver of the Tesla was in full self-driving mode. One industry expert says he wasn't surprised by what happened.
Figured that most likely it was something related to phantom braking, which is a very common problem with Teslas. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has been investigating phantom braking incidents on Teslas for quite some time. And as it turns out, when we saw the video the other day, that looks like exactly what happened.
But don't worry, because these cars are completely legal to drive on our roads. So just be careful when you're following a Tesla, because it might randomly stop for no reason and cause a pile-up. So, oh God, why are these things even on the road with full self-driving mode enabled? It's quite unbelievable. As with all these stories, they're all in the links in the description. Go and read them. Go and watch the videos for yourself. Yeah, this one is absolutely shocking. If you've been watching my videos recently, you'll have seen a story about how car manufacturers are going to reduce the number of petrol cars and diesel cars being imported into the UK so that they don't exceed the 78% figure that's been artificially imposed by the government, so that they can get 22% EVs. And here's another story from a little while ago, but it was brought to my attention about how there are all sorts of ways in which car makers are fiddling the figures because they don't want to be hit with fines. How government EV sales targets are forcing car makers to use drastic tactics to inflate numbers. MG's commercial director says the industry is witnessing behaviour and tactics not seen in 40 years. Makers are slashing EV prices, utilising Motability, we'll come on to that in a minute, and adding more dealer demonstrators to boost numbers. We take a deep dive into which brands are struggling to meet ZEV mandate requirements and why. Car makers are having to resort to tactics not seen in the industry for 40 years in a ploy to increase EV sales in order to meet binding targets as set out by the government. An industry insider has exclusively told This Is Money. The zero-emission vehicle ZEV mandate was introduced in January in what ministers call the world's most ambitious regulatory framework for the transition to electric vehicles, requiring manufacturers to sell more EVs in the build-up to the 2035 ban on new petrol cars and diesel models. It's become the big stick to beat mainstream motor brands into accelerating their green ambitions, even if they don't want to. Those who don't meet targets can face a fine of £15,000 each on petrol and diesel cars sold. But halfway through the year, and with many manufacturers saying they're not anywhere near the targets, of course they're not because no one wants to buy EVs, automotive brands are having to resort to increasingly drastic methods of market manipulation to inflate their EV numbers. So market manipulation using the ZEV mandate causes more market manipulation. Insane. Guy Pigounakis, commercial director of MGUY, told This Is Money that the industry is already witnessing an array of strategies to meet the ZEV mandate thresholds for 2024. For instance, Ford has said it could restrict the number of new petrol models available to UK customers to artificially inflate its EV sales here. French manufacturer Renault is even offering a kooky relationship breakdown cover to buyers of its electric Scenic model, refunding couples who divorce or dissolve a civil partnership. What? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Go and read the whole thing. It's absolutely fascinating. And one of the other things that's being done is that dealers are pre-registering all the cars on the lot. So rather than keeping them unregistered and only register when somebody buys them, they're just registering them straight away, because then that counts as a sale. It's a registration. It counts towards the ZEV. It's just appalling. But this is, who is surprised by this? If you fiddle with the markets, then the markets are going to go screwy, and the markets are going screwy. Unbelievable. And this is Simon from the future here, because I meant to talk about the Motability scheme. I was going to do a video on this at some point in the future, so stay tuned for that. But this is almost the most wicked way that EVs are being foisted on people, and it's onto some of the most vulnerable people in our society, the disabled. And In this scheme, they're pushing EVs probably against people's better judgment, and certainly in terms of practicality and convenience. But they're pushing EVs on this Motability scheme, as it says here. The Motability scheme is a program that allows disabled people to lease a new car, wheelchair accessible vehicle, scooter, or powered wheelchair. Utilizing this tactic to increase EV sales flies under the radar, but is very effective. In terms of where the opportunities lie and where people are exploiting the market, Motability is a huge market, and it's growing massively, Guy explains. Sales have increased a staggering 83% year on year. Despite spending over 40 years in the automotive industry, this year will be the strongest Motability market Guy can remember. It's almost defying everybody's forecast, he says. Well, I don't know what you think, but I think that's absolutely wicked. Oh, you have to smile at this one. Who didn't see this one coming? If you think EV charging infrastructure is bad, just wait till you see hydrogen filling infrastructure, which is utterly insane. How anybody thinks that hydrogen is a viable option is out of their freaking tree. Shell says goodbye to hydrogen cars. All its gas stations in this state are closing. Shell has decided to permanently close 6 of its 7 hydrogen stations for passenger cars in California, the most woke, environmentally bonkers state in the US. Fantastic. The company has justified this decision due to supply problems and other external factors related to the market. Other factors meaning nobody wants hydrogen cars either. Shell's station network is reduced to just 1 for light vehicles. Following this decision, the leading oil company in the sector only maintains 3 stations for heavy vehicles in operation in the state. Maybe you could make an argument for heavy vehicles, but even then it's pretty tenuous. The only station intended for light vehicles that is still operational is located in Torrance, a suburb of Los Angeles. Shell has announced that it is exploring the possibility of closing this site as well, which implies that it could close soon, according to a spokesperson for the company in statements to Hydrogen Insight on February the 14th. Well, knock me down with a feather. Hands up who didn't see this coming. It's okay, because even if humans hate EVs, at least the rats like them. Owners warned electric cars are a treat for pests. Electric cars are proving irresistible to mice and other pests. They simply love to gnaw on cables and other electronics, warns Danish insurance company If. While electric car owners may enjoy savings on registration fees and fuel in the form of home charging rebates, they need to be particularly aware of one issue, according to a new warning from Danish insurance company If. Pests such as mice and other rodents apparently love chewing through the cables in electric cars. Electric cars are a treat for pests. It's wise to be cautious, says Sigmund Clements, press officer at If. So if gnawing on brake lines is bad for a regular car, can you imagine what it's like to have rodents and other animals gnawing on the electrical and electronic components of an EV? The mind absolutely boggles. It's probably not so great for the rat either when it gets electrocuted. And these stories are so frequent they get a bit boring, but I thought I'd share this one. More than 1,400 electric Mini Coopers recalled over major fire risk. More than 1,400 luxury electric vehicles are being recalled in Australia amid warnings their batteries could short circuit and catch fire while being driven. The Federal Transport Department issued the recall on Tuesday for Mini Cooper SE electric cars sold in Australia between 2020 and 2023. Well, that's probably about 5 of them, probably. The warning follows a recall of more than 140,000 Mini Cooper vehicles issued by manufacturer BMW worldwide earlier this month. The Transport Department warned the software defect that affected 1,408, exactly, still not that many, cars in Australia, had the potential to increase the risk of serious injury or death to vehicle occupants. Excellent. Remind me never to buy an electric Mini Cooper, and you shouldn't either. So as you're probably aware, Northvolt, the battery manufacturer in Europe, is in trouble. It's lost a huge BMW contract, and it was the kind of poster child for, battery manufacturing in Europe to try and take it away from China, but that's all gone up in smoke, literally, probably. And they went begging, cap in hand, to the Swedish government, who have promptly said, nope. Sweden will not take stake in battery maker Northvolt, PM Ulf Kristersson says. Oh dear, how sad. Never mind. The Swedish state will not take a stake in battery maker Northvolt, and the company's future must be determined by its private owners, Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson told a press conference on Monday. Northvolt last week announced it would shrink its operations and cut jobs, sparking fears that Europe's best shot at a homegrown electric vehicle battery champion may stall. There is no doubt that we are committed to Sweden being a good place for new technology that is needed in the green transition, but it is not relevant for the Swedish state to step in and take a stake, Kristersson said. Absolutely right. Northvolt did not immediately respond to a request for comment. They were so angry. The Prime Minister's statement came in a reply to a question on whether the Swedish government would participate in a potential financial rescue of Northvolt. The ball is in the company's court now, said Kristersson, who leads Sweden's conservative moderate party. Excellent. Well, they got some brains. If it had been Labour, they would have just said, yeah, have some more government money. But the Conservatives say no, market forces, adding that it was up to Northvolt's owners to develop the group. Yep, good decision. And finally, this great article. I suggest you go and take a look at the whole thing, link in the description, because it is funny. 45 funny Cybertruck memes so good, even Elon might crack a smile. The internet has spoken, and it seems the Cybertruck is the gift that keeps on giving, at least when it comes to meme material. From its angular design that looks like it was straight out of a PlayStation 1 game to Elon Musk's infamous Windows smash fail, there's no shortage of reasons to laugh at Tesla's futuristic vehicle. Absolutely, that's the only thing you can do. We've rounded up the funniest Cybertruck memes we saw and just had to share with you. Buckle up, because these are too good to miss. I'll just show you a few. I'm not going to spoil it by going through these, but yeah. Oh, pimped up Cybertruck in Florida. Brilliant. Who started calling the Cybertrucks DePlorians? I owe you a drink. That's funny. Oh, yes. Elon saying no thanks to the high-resolution version of Lara Croft and smiling at the angular pixelated version. That's very funny. Oh, wood-panelled Cybertruck. Okay, I'm not going to go any further. You can check all these out at the link in the description. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye for now.